What are your thoughts on long-term TRT use and fertility?
We know, I mean, let's be straight up. We know for a fact that testosterone can suppress someone's fertility. We know that. I mean, this is nothing. We're not splitting atoms over here. This is nothing new. We know that it has the potential. Does that mean it will? Does that mean it won't? We don't have a crystal ball. We can't predict how it's going to treat one patient versus the other. We can't. But we do know definitively that it has the potential to lower one's fertility. To what degree, that is individualized. And you really never truly know unless you know someone's pre-TRT semen analysis, if you need their FSH, LH values intact as well prior to testosterone. And we also know that one's total testosterone value, naturally, their natural total testosterone value can kind of loosely serve as a surrogate indicator of what their potential for sperm production could be as well, because your total testosterone works kind of in the sort of fashion that your intratesticular testosterone does that, because it's going to have some stimulatory effect, on spermatogenesis. We know that. So yes, it can. Long story short, it can have some effect, but there are things you can do to mitigate that. And I'm sure you know this as well. Using a combination of HCG and FSH tends to work really well. We used to use HMG because it was LH FSH into one drug. It's called Menopur, but that's not available. So now we use them individualized HCG and or FSH. I personally find that the combination works kind of like as the quote unquote the gold standard, and that's what works for me. I'm 41. I started TRT when I was, damn near 30. So, I mean, I was a young buck, so to speak. And my total testosterone was 190 at that time, which, I was just a shell of a human being. I was pretty much a zombie, barely scraping by. And my son, I have a son, he turned 16 months as of 2 days ago. Best blessing I ever had was having a child. And it's such a beautiful thing. And for men that want to one day become a parent, I totally celebrate that. I fully support that. And I totally understand that getting on TRT can be one of those things. It's nerve wracking. It can definitely, if you're a man who does want to have a kid one day, it can definitely make you think twice about TRT, but there are things you can do about it. And I also want to build onto that though. When you're a man who has low testosterone, the last thing you want to think about is the stress of a child. So if your testosterone is low and you feel terrible, brain fog, sluggish, have no drive, you feel like a zombie, it's hard enough to make it through the day. So adding the stress, even the thought of wanting to add a child to that is really, really mentally and physically draining. But once you feel better, you get dialed in, you're like, damn, dude, I can do this. I can get a job promotion. I can start my own business. I can become the best damn husband I can be. Now I'm ready to be a father. And so that light bulb sometimes clicks off a few years down the road after people get on TRT. But again, yes, there are things we can do to mitigate. Do they always work? No, nothing's guaranteed. We don't have crystal balls. The way I'm shooting you straight right now is exactly the conversation. So if some of my patients see this video, they're gonna be like, dude, he said that to me verbatim. Exactly. This is the authentic.
Is this a script?
Man, this no shit, man. This is the 100% authentic me. That's I think patients appreciate that, man. I don't veer from the path from what I say unless I learn new evidence, and then I'll present that to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Transparency is so huge, because one of the struggles I personally had when starting the clinic was, I'm like, there's so much I don't know, right? Like, I need to know everything before I start. Well, sure. The stark reality is you will never know everything. Sure. Nobody knows everything. And guess what? This stuff's always changing. So, the reality is, we just kind of stay with what's going on. We look at the current literature and we listen to the patients. That's what's the biggest thing. And I have a surprising number of patients who are on TRT that have children. Like, it's pretty, it's pretty impressive. Like, people think like, hey, this is birth control. It's not birth control, guys. I need you to know that.